Today, we're answering one of the biggest questions people ask when they're moving to Orlando. Where should I live? Because here's the thing, Orlando is massive. We're talking about dozens of neighborhoods, multiple suburbs, and completely different vibes depending on where you go. And if you pick the wrong area, you're gonna regret it. I mean, from bad commute, bad schools, wrong lifestyle, and the wrong budget, it can all add up to be a pretty bad nightmare if you pick the wrong neighborhood. So I'm gonna break down the best neighborhoods in Orlando based on what you're actually looking for. Whether you're raising a family, or you're young and single, you're retiring, or you just want something affordable, I've got you covered. All right, so let's get into it. Let's go. All right, so before we dive into specific areas, let's talk about what actually matters when you're choosing where to live. The first thing is your budget. This is number one. You can love a neighborhood all you want, but if you can't afford it, it doesn't matter. So you need to know your range before you start looking. The next thing is your commute. If you work in downtown Orlando and you live in Claremont, 45 to 60 minutes each way in traffic. That adds up fast. So you want to pick somewhere that makes sense with your daily life so it's easier and not harder. Schools. If you've got kids, school zones matter a lot. Some areas have top-rated schools, some don't. That's just the reality. So do your research before you commit. Lifestyle. Are you looking for a quiet suburban area with a yard or a community pool? Or do you want walkability? Do you like restaurants and nightlife to be nearby? There are different areas that offer different types of lifestyle for different people, for different things. Do you want new construction or established neighborhoods? Do you like modern homes or maybe some older homes with personalities and character? Do you want more modern homes? Do you want more futuristic type homes? Do you want more country style, ranch style homes? You have to keep all that in mind as we go through all these areas because Orlando has it all. Now, let's start with Lake Nona. This is one of the fastest growing and most popular areas in Orlando right now. And here's what you get. You get modern, planned community with new construction everywhere. There's parks, trails, top-rated schools, medical facilities. In fact, it's called the medical city of Orlando. A ton of young families. It's clean, it's safe, and it's got very suburban, family-oriented vibe. Just perfect for an upcoming young family looking to grow in Orlando. The price range, homes here in Lake Nona run between $450 to $650. Okay, that's $650,000. Okay, $650,000. Sometimes higher, depending on the neighborhood and the size. Rentals are around $2,200 to $3,000 a month for a single family home. Now, who is it for? That's for families who want new construction, great schools, and a community feel, remote workers who want a modern setup, people who value amenities and don't mind paying for them. Now, the downside, of course, is not cheap. If you don't work on the other side of town, or if you work on the other side of town, your commute is going to be tough. Traffic heading towards I-4 during rush hour can get pretty backed up. So Lake Nona is a solid choice if it fits your budget and your lifestyle. Next on the list is Winter Park. Now, Winter Park is upscale, very established, very walkable. It's one of the most desirable areas in Orlando. It has very good charm, great history, tree-lined streets, walkable downtown with boutique shops, restaurants, and a very old Florida feel. The schools here are some of the best in the area, and the neighborhoods they're just beautiful. It's close to everything without feeling like you're in the middle of the city. The price range of the homes in Winter Park, you're starting probably around 500,000 and can go all the way up to $1 million, depending again in the neighborhoods, depending on the size of the home. Rentals, on the other hand, from about $2,500 to $4,000 a month. And Winter Park is mostly for people who want an established upscale area with character, families who prioritize top tier schools, really anyone who values walkability and a community feel. Winter Park is the place for them. Now, just like Lake Nona, it's very expensive, and homes over there move fast. They don't stay on the market they don't stay on the market long. If you find something you like, jump on it. Next, we have Horizon West. New construction growing fast like crazy and very family oriented. It's where a lot of new growth is happening right now in Orlando. And here's what you get. Brand new neighborhoods, modern homes, community amenities, and a family-friendly vibe. It's still being built out, so there's construction everywhere, both on the roads, everywhere, apartments, condos, single-family homes. So that means you get newer infrastructure, but you also get a lot of traffic. Homes here run between 350 all the way to 500,000, depending on the size and the builder, and the rental around 2,000 to 2,600 a month. Now, Horizon West is for families who want new construction, obviously, and don't mind being a bit farther from the city, and people who work remotely or have the flexibility in their schedules. So anyone who wants suburban feel with modern amenities, they definitely want to check out Horizon West. Now, the downside is the commute. If you work downtown Orlando or anywhere east of Orlando, you're looking at about 45 to 50 minutes of traffic, and that commute is going to be brutal. But Horizon West is a great option for someone who's just looking for something new. Now, Claremont. Claremont is just west of Orlando, and it's become a go-to spot for people who want more space at a lower price tag. You'll find very affordable homes, lakes everywhere, rolling hills. Yes, actual hills in Florida, believe it or not. And it's very quiet, very suburban vibe. It's less congested than areas closer to Orlando, so you get more houses for your money, more space. The homes there will run between $300,000 to $450,000, and as far as rental, about $1,900 to $2,400 a month. And it's for families who want affordability without sacrificing space. Remote workers who don't need to commute, that's a great place for them. People who want outdoors, who like outdoors, who want outdoor access and a slower pace, that's the perfect spot for them out there in Claremont. The commute into Orlando is kind of long. You're looking at 40 to 60 minutes. If you go local on the highway, maybe about 35 to 40 minutes. It's less walkable. You have to drive to go almost everywhere. But Claremont is a solid choice if you want value and if you're okay being a little bit further out. Downtown Orlando. If you want city living, this is where you need to go. This is where you need to look. Walkability, restaurants, bars, events, older established neighborhood. That's downtown. You're close to everything. All the highways, I-4, 408, 417. You have it all. It's all there for you. Downtown itself is more high-rise condo and apartments. College Park, Thorn Park are more residential with single-family homes. And downtown or condos and apartments, they'll run between $1,500 to $2,500 a month for rent. And the homes in College Park and also in Thorn Park, they'll start around $400,000 up to $600,000, depending on size and condition and really how old they are. Who is downtown for? Young professionals, couples without kids, Anyone who wants to be close to the action, close to the entertainment, but doesn't need a big yard or a ton of space, who don't have a lot of cars because parking is very limited. The downside is schools aren't as strong in these areas, so it's not the best choice if you've got kids or if you've got a family. And of course, again, if you have a lot of cars, there's not a lot of parking. If you have family gatherings, it's not a lot of parking. But if you definitely want that urban living, that urban lifestyle, downtown Orlando is for you. Next, we have Oviedo. Oviedo is northeast of Orlando, and it's quietly becoming one of the best family areas in the metro Orlando area. I mean, with top rated schools, very safe neighborhoods, suburban feel, and a strong sense of community. It's a bit farther from the city, but a lot of families think it's exactly what they're looking for, and it's worth it. Homes there, they're running between $350 all the way up to $550, right? So rental is around $2,000 to $2,700 a month. And it's for families who prioritize schools and safety and space. It's almost like the east side or the east version of Claremont. So anyone who don't mind a 30 to 40 minute commute into Orlando, definitely want to check out Oviedo. Downside, I would say the commute. If you don't work downtown or on the west side of Orlando, and yeah. So Oviedo is one of the best family spots in the Orlando area if schools and family is a priority for you. Apopka, as well as Sanford. I want to bunch those two together. If affordability is your top concern, Apopka and Sanford are worth looking at. What you get there is lower prices, more space, quieter neighborhoods, and these areas, although they're farther from the city, they're actually growing and improving every single year. The homes there in Apopka run from $250 all the way up to $350. Sanford, very similar, with some areas dipping even lower, even in the lower 200s, right? And the rentals there from $1,400 to $2,000 a month, you can't beat that. So if you're a first-time home buyer who needs to stay within a certain price range, or you're on a tight budget, if you're a remote worker who don't need to commute a lot, people who want more houses with less money and don't mind staying at home or don't mind the commute, those areas are definitely for you. Again, the downside is a little bit longer commute to Orlando when you need to go to Orlando. But Apopka, Sanford, Ocoee, those areas definitely worth looking at. There are some solid options if you're budget conscious, but if you're willing to trade convenience for affordability, then those are solid options for you. Windermere, I was just there the other day. Windermere is one of the most expensive and exclusive areas in Orlando because you get large lots, luxury homes, top-rated schools, and a very quiet private feel. This is where a lot of athletes and a lot of the high earners, celebrities, and stars, this is where they live. The homes there start around $700,000 and go all the way up to $2 to $3 million ranges. And even Shaq, lived there at one point, and his home sold recently for, I think, around $16 million. So it's for higher earners who want space, want privacy, top tier schools, families who can afford the premium and want a luxury suburban lifestyle. Just like I said, Orlando has something for everyone. Now, downside, it's expensive. It's a little bit farther from the city. It's a little bit of a commute from downtown Orlando, but that's Windermere. That's what it's for. It's exclusive, it's private. So it's a great choice if you've got the budget and you want the best of the best. East Orlando. Now, East Orlando, when you say East Orlando, that covers a lot of ground. But areas like Union Park, Avalon Park, that's East Orlando. Very diverse, decent schools in certain zones, and a mix of older and newer homes. It's closer to UCF, all right, University of Central Florida. And there's a mix of a younger demographic in those areas. A lot of the students who graduate from UCF end up staying there and going in or coming back to live there. And the homes there, they run from 250, 275 all the way up to 400,000. And rent, you could probably find something from $1,500 to $2,500 a month. And I would say East Orlando is for families who want to stay closer to Orlando, but need something affordable. People who work near UCF or goes to UCF, or just wants to be on the east side, you know, first-time home buyers who are looking for value, or really up-and-coming families. And the downside is the fact that it is closer to UCF, so that's also a downside. And so traffic, that can cause some traffic also. So now, how to pick the right spot for you. So you've seen the options. Now, how do you actually decide? Here's what I do. I first start with the budget. Eliminate any areas that don't fit your price range. Let's just get them out of the way. There's no point of falling in love with Winter Park if you can only afford a Apopka or a Sanford. Okay? Vice versa. Map your commute. Okay? If you've got a job lined up, test or drive from each area during rush hour. A neighborhood that looks great on paper can feel very different after a 60-minute commute every day. Prioritize what matters most. If it's schools, if it's walkability, if it's affordability, if it's new construction, make a list. Rank them 1 to 10. Then match the neighborhoods to your priorities. Visit in person if you can. Drive through at different times of day. I feel like I'm saying this over and over again in every video. Check out the grocery stores, the parks, the vibe, the schools. Talk to someone who knows the market. Talk to someone who lives nearby, or stop by, knock on somebody's door and say, hey, I'm going to be your new neighbor, maybe. What is this neighborhood like? What is this city like? What is this street like? You know, the right neighborhood is out there. You just need to be clear on what you're looking for and do some legwork, do some research, okay? Because picking your neighborhood is very, very important. It's going to be your home. It's going to be your sanctuary, okay? Now, Orlando has options for just about every budget, every lifestyle, everyone. You've got upscale areas like Lake Nona, Winter Park, Windermere, Horizon West, family-friendly suburbs like, you know, Horizon West, Oviedo, and Claremont. Affordable options like Apopka, Sanford, Oviedo, and urban options like downtown Orlando, College Park. The key is just matching your priorities with the right area. If you need help figuring out what you can afford, which neighborhoods fits your lifestyle, or what mortgage payment would actually look like in each area, that's what I'm here for. I work with people moving to Orlando every week, or moving in different parts of Orlando every week. And I can walk you through the numbers the same way I do for them, so they can make the right decision and make the right call for them. My information is in the description. Shoot me a message. Let's figure this out together. And thanks for watching. And I will see you on the next one.